It is SNL. And you know what that means. It is round number 3 of the Formula X Season 9 Championship. We are at Monza with no chicane. And this is the order on the grid. In first position, pole for him on the medium tyres. It is Ajax in the McLaren. He is currently third in the championship with 41 points, 1 point behind the leader. And he has medium hards and hards for the race. In second place is Matt Psycho. He won on his return in the Tyrrell. He was on mediums in qualifying, and he has softs and hards for the race. In third place, it's Ragemus Prime in the Williams. He is currently second in the championship, 1 point behind the championship leader. He's on 41 points. He had mediums for qualifying, and he has soft hards for the race. In fourth place is Yax in the Mercedes, his debut season in the championship. He's currently fourth in the championship, just two points behind the leader on 40 points. He had medium tyres for qualifying, and he has soft, medium and hards for the race. In fifth place is Gazman. He is the championship leader on 42 points, the defending champion in the Ferrari. He has medium tyres for qualifying, and he has soft, medium and hards for the race. In sixth place is Aloe in the Renault. He's currently in ninth place in the championship with 16 points. He has soft tyres for the qualifying session and soft hards for the race. In seventh place is the Mercedes of Jam. He is currently 12th place in the championship with 12 points. He had medium tyres for the race, and he's got softs and hards for this race. In eighth place is the Punisher in the Red Bull. He is 13th in the championship with 9 points. He qualified on soft tyres, and he has softs and hards for the race. In ninth place is Bondimus Prime, returning after missing round number 2. In the Williams, he qualified on soft tyres. He has softs and hards for the race. He's currently 14th in the championship with 8 points. In 10th place on the grid is Bunnies in the Team Lotus. He's 5th in the championship with 40 points, just 2 points behind the race championship leader, so 2 points covering the top 5 in the championship right now. He qualified on medium tyres, and he has soft hards for this race. In 11th place is Leonardo in the Ferrari. He's currently 10th in the championship in his debut season in Formula X, 16 points for him. He qualified on medium tyres, and he's got softs throughout this race today. In 12th place is Slenderfella, 11th in the championship, 14 points in his Red Bull. He qualified on the hard tyres, and he starts on soft, hards and hards. In 13th place, also a debutant this season, is Morecherry in the Team Lotus. He qualified on mediums, and he has soft and hards. We've got lots of softs and hards for this race. In 14th place is Mr. Smith. He's in the Tyrrell. He qualified on softs, and he's got softs and hards, but he had a qualifying problem, so was unable to do a lap. And finally on the grid, it is Ben in his McLaren, also another qualifying issue. He had put softs for qualifying and has softs and mediums for the race. Unfortunately, we do not have Kaiser Grim, so his race seat is available for the rest of the season. So there's your grid at Monza. We have no chicane for the first chicane, so they are going straight into Curva Grande and then into the Della Rogera chicane after that. So we will see what happens. We've got Ajax on pole. He is in a very good position in this championship, currently third, just 1 point behind the championship leader. 31 points around Monza, the cathedral of speed. And it's about to get underway. When the 5 lights go out, we will be racing here at Monza for round number 3 of this championship. And it is go here at Monza, and straight onto the overtake goes Ajax, but he's got Matt Psycho pulling alongside him. A good start from Matt Psycho on the softs, but Ajax is there on the mediums going into turn 1 Curva Grande, and Ragemus Prime looking good in the Williams. They're all keeping station right now. We've got Yaks in 4th place as we've got Bunnies going off in the background in the Team Lotus as they go into the Del Rogero chicane for the first time. There's a bit of chaos. Matt Psycho's gone sideways. In fact, let's see what's happened there. Matt Psycho going sideways. Let's go on board with the Tyrrell driver. He was second going into this chicane, so on board just on the outside of... Oh, and there is a Lowy. Oh, and a bit of chaos going around, I think. As we look through, there's a Ferrari off. That is Gasman. Gasman going off as well. So Gasman went off. Let's go on board with him into 6th place he was. As we go on the inside, there's a Red Bull going up the inside. And then there's a few bits and pieces as everybody rages through. So what happened with that Red Bull? Let's go and see on board then with the Punisher going into the chicane. He brakes. Oh, and then suddenly there's a hit from behind. And then there's chaos going around. So what happened behind him? I think Jam was behind him. Let's go on board with the Mercedes on board into the corner. Oh, and you can see the Punisher seems to then stop a lot earlier, maybe a bit early on the brakes to those around him. So that was what happened. Everyone else getting through. The Aloy up into 2nd place from 6th on the grid. So great start for Aloy after all that chaos. Bondimus is up to 4th. A fantastic start for Bondimus. So he's in 4th. Ben, though, straight up into 5th. He started in 15th place. So he is already up into 5th place in the McLaren. So we'll see what he can do. It's got Yaks right behind him, though, as they come through Ascari for the first time. But it is Ajax leading from quite a distance. In fact, at the start of this race, with Aloy in 2nd, Matt Psycho 3rd, Bondimus 4th, Yaks in 5th, with Ben right behind him looking into the Parabolica. Can Ben make the move? Not quite, as we see behind. Leonardo has got the attention of Jam. He's got Gasman as well. Bunnies and Cherry Bomb. Slenderfella in 13th. The Punisher down in 14th place. And Mr. Smith is there. Bunnies in the pits. He is on medium tyres. He forgot to change his tyres at the beginning of the race. So Bunny's not having a good start to the race. He's had to change back onto the mediums then, after starting on the wrong tyre. So Ajax is first. Aloy second. Matt Psycho third. But we can see Yaks, as we see in the background. Hold on, the Ferrari's Jam and Gasman. What's happening here then? So Leonardo is 8th, Jam in 9th, Gasman 10th. Gasman gets up into 9th. Then they're all passing each other. In fact, they somehow end up ahead of Leonardo. We're going to go on board because that was unbelievable. They're all suddenly moving all over the place. So into the chicane. So they go, whoa, they went both either side of Leonardo. Leonardo then has got through, but both of those cars ahead as Gasman and Jam go side by side through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Nicely done by Gasman. Up into 8th place now goes the Ferrari. Regimus in 7th. Ben is 6th. Bondimus is up to 5th place. Bondimus is having a great start to this race. Yaks is closing down on the drivers ahead of him. Aloy there is in 3rd with Matt Psycho in 2nd, but still at the front of this race is Ajax right now. The McLaren driver here at Monza. McLaren often having a good record at Monza. Yaks is in the slipstream of Aloy, but it doesn't look like anything doing, although he has just set the fastest lap of the race at 25.1, as we see Bondimus now, getting past Ben. So Ragemus is up to 6th in the Williams. So Ragemus making the move. Ben having a look around the outside of Curva Grande. Will he move into the chicane? We've seen a few moves already this race. Ben going up the inside, is he? No. They go side by side. Yes, he makes the move, but then Ragimus manages to get him on the exit. Nicely done by these two drivers. Side by side through Lesmo 1. They're doing what Gasman and Jam did before. Gasman has got a good chance on Ben. He moves up into 7th place in the Ferrari. So the Ferrari driver moving forward, he can see his championship rival ahead of him, Ragimus, currently 2nd in the championship. Gasman leading the championship, but he's got Ben over the back of him as he goes into Ascari. But Ben running wide slightly through Ascari. Will that put him under pressure from Jam? Not quite close enough is the Mercedes driver. As we go back to the front of the field, nothing happening yet. Let's see, Cherry Bomb has got a move on Jam though. Round the outside, Cherry Bomb goes. Nicely done by the Team Lotus driver. So he's up to 9th. We can see Jam in 10th, Leonardo 11th. The Punisher is 12th. Mr. Smith 13th. Bunny's in 14th. And 15th is Slenderfella on the hard tyres. Not having the greatest of times of it right now. So Ajax in 1st. With Matt Psycho 2nd, with Aloe fighting Yax into the chicane. Yax managing to get a move, is he? No, not quite, as they touch each other. Going through the chicane, Yax just running into the gravel slightly as they ran side by side out of the chicane. Some great racing already early on in this race. You can see Aloe 3rd. With this gaggle of cars, you can see all the way down to about 6th place right now. So 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th together on the track. Let's see if we have any more clusters. We have Cherry Bomb and Jam there together. Leonardo just a little bit further back. So Ragimus on board with the Williams driver. He's on the overtake right now, so he's not fuel saving this stint. We've seen drivers in practice having to fuel save. This is a 31 lap race and the tyres will get all the way to his 2nd stint. As we look ahead, the drivers are all in the slipstreams, but the fuel will only do about 10 and a bit laps, so you have to fuel save to get that 11th lap somewhere in this race. Lowy 25.5 for him, Matt Psycho 24.4, so Matt Psycho possibly not fuel saving. But Aloe, similar fuel levels, as we then see Aloe again under pressure from Yax. Yax having a go round the outside. Yax trying to make the move. Oh, there's a touch between the two drivers. And Aloe in the gravel. Does Yax slow down? He does not. He's under pressure then from Bondimus. Bondimus on board with the Williams driver, returning after missing round number 2. Yax has not waited, so he may feel that there was nothing he could have done there. I wonder if that has gone to the stewards. Possible to see that. But Bondimus then into Ascari. The drivers go once more for the 5th time in this race. Ragimus there in 6th. Chasing down his rival. Staying in the slipstream right now is the key message. So Aloe losing time. He's getting onto the overtake slightly to try and get back onto the pack, but he's sort of on his own. Cherry Bomb, or More Cherry as he's known, in 9th place in that Team Lotus car. He's got Jam behind him, using the slipstream as they cross the line. Jam tucked up, bump drafting the Team Lotus car. Be a little touch as they go through Curva Grande. And then they'll go into the chicane. Jam staying there. Purple set by More Cherry as they close up to Ben together. Let's go back to the battle for 3rd because Bondimus has got Gasman all over the back of him. So the Williams drivers 4th and 6th right now. The Williams crew very happy. They're currently, I didn't do this, 5th in the championship with 51 points. The team championship right now, McLaren 65, Lotus 61, Ferrari 58, Mercedes 52, Williams 51, Tyrrell 38, Red Bull 23, and Renault have got 17. So it's very close in the team championship. Williams having a very good run so far in that Gulf liveried Singapore Grand Prix special. Gasman having a think about it in the Ferrari at the home of the Scuderia, Monza. Nothing going as it stands. Bunnies has set the fastest lap of the race. Where is Bunnies in his fight back? He's still in 13th place. He did 22.8 on the last lap, so maybe a bit of overtake burnt on that one. We go back to the battle between Bondemus and Gasman. Curva Grande is proving a very, very popular fighting place as Gasman is side by side going into the chicane once more. They go. Oh, the Williams drivers are nearly squishing the Ferrari between themselves as they go through Lesmo 1 side by side. Still holding the place. Let's go on board with Ragemus. He's got a nice Italian flag on top of his helmet for this race. Fantastic to see that, as he keeps himself in the fight for fourth in this race. Drivers may be hoping to fuel save in this early section. Yaks on his own, though, nothing for fuel save for him. Matt Psycho, though, closing up on the last few laps. He definitely is, about a second a lap. The soft tyres working nicely on that Tyrrell as he runs wide, hits the curb out of the Parabolica. That really does slow you down by a couple of tenths, going as wide as that. You see a second off his best time on that last lap. Yaks has closed up the gap as we see all the drivers filtering down. Cool Shark in the chat saying, damn, my phone didn't send me the notification, but here I am now. That's a terrible accent. Sorry, apologies. I will never do that again. Gasman in 5th place. Still fighting. We're keeping with this battle. This seems to be one of the battles on the circuit. As we see other drivers are close together, but not quite in the same manner as the Williams crew between the Ferrari. So Ajax leading. He is being caught up by Matt Psycho. He's also being caught up by Yaks. So these top three are closer. Lap number 8, the medium tyres looking very, very nice on Ajax. He's got clean air as well. Not the best place to be in terms of this race. Matt Psycho, though, tucked up now in the slipstream. The gap between them, less than a second. Maybe half a second between the top two right now. And Yaks just over a second behind Matt Psycho, possibly. So Ajax leading the way here at Monza as we go into lap number 9. Thank you everyone that's liked, shared and subscribed to us already. Please do so. It does a lot for the channel. It helps us in many different ways, especially with this unusual time slot that we are racing at. So Ajax leading the field in the McLaren. That Psycho is second with Yaks in third. Bondemus is fourth. He's pulled away actually from Gasman now. He did a 23.7 on the last lap compared to a 24.3 for Gasman. 24.3 also for Ragemus, his fastest lap of the race. Lowy is on his own, as in the background we can see Morcherry and Jam still. Oh, Morcherry having a spin though. Oh, that's not what he wanted at all. Through the second chicane, so Jam is moving up in the background. See Ben having a bit of an issue. He started so well. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. There's a German flag on Ben's side of his car. Ben, are you German? Just with a British ID on the PlayStation. Let us know. Ajax then, first place. Matt Psycho second. That gap, though, is closing bit by bit. Let's go on board with the Tyrrell out of the Parabolica. You can see how close that McLaren is. Nothing happening yet between these drivers. Let's go into the Gasman meet between the pieces of bread that are Williams. It's all calming down a little bit. Lowy, though, is catching them up. He's lapping about 0.6 of a second quicker than those ahead of him as well. So he's got a lot of fuel left as well. Jam in 8th, has got Ben behind him. So Bunny's up into 10th now. So Bunny's moving up the field. Purple lap time. He's just got past Leonardo in the Ferrari. Leonardo having a few connection issues. You see the skittishness of the car. That makes it really tricky around Monza for those watching him driving behind him. Morcherry 12th right now. Punisher in 13th with Mr. Smith just behind him. Mr. Smith has red fuel. Slender Fella, he's playing the long game. Hard tyres as it stands for his Red Bull. As Ajax has got Matt Psycho all over the back of him, but Matt Psycho will definitely be stopping this lap. Ajax on the overtake as he comes out of the Parabolica, but the cars behind him make it to the pits. So Ajax going for that 11th lap. A lot of drivers, in fact, pitting, but Ragemus is not. So lots of cars in the pits. We've got 5 cars in the pits now, as Ragemus is 2nd. Jam moves up into 3rd. With Ben 4th, Bunny's 5th, and Leonardo in 6th. So Matt Psycho in the pits, Yax in the pits too, Bondamus in the pits, and Gasman in the pits, Aloe in the pits. Morcherry's just arrived in the pits. The Punisher's just arriving now, so everyone coming in on lap number 10. Mr. Smith also in. Slenderfella going another lap, so Slenderfella feeding out as cars start to come out ahead of him. That Psycho feeds out in 7th, just ahead of Yax. So Yax has made a lot of ground up in the stop as he puts the pressure on Matt Psycho. Won a last time out at Yamagawa, trying to get his championship underway. The 2 strong results here this evening, it could work out. Ajax coming out of the Parabolica. He will pit this time round, I'm sure, as his fuel is on 1%. Ragemus coming through as well. In he comes, and finally Jam will be pitting. Jam on the overtake as he goes into the pit lane. Jam has nothing left on his fuel tank as Ben comes in with bunnies. Leonardo's going another lap, so Leonardo will lead here at Monza for Ferrari. He's going 12 laps. That is a long... Oh. That is very weird. Leonardo's in the pits. That shows you how much the lag is happening. As Ajax comes out of the pits, but Matt Psycho is at full speed, and he will be able to pass Ajax on the entry to Curva Grande. Matt Psycho takes the lead of this race on lap number 12. Mama Sykes, when she watches this, will be cheering her son on. A fantastic move using the overspeed, but Ajax already on the attack. Ajax did not change his tyres. Medium tyres still on his car. Matt Psycho did not use his softs either, and neither did Yax. So these drivers are not changing tyres at the front of the field. Bondamus in 4th, Ragemus up to 5th now. Gasman down to 6th after the shuffle. Aloe 7th, Jam now 8th. Bunny's in 9th. Ben is 10th, and Leonardo 11th. Cherry Bomb 12th. Punisher 13th. Mr. Smith 14th, and Slenderfella has made his stop. He's now on the soft tyres, so he'll start producing some lap times in that Red Bull, I'm sure. But at the front of the field, going into the Parabolica, is Matt Psycho. So he is very close to everybody else. So Bunny's currently 8th place, making his recovery drive. He's currently in between 2 Mercedes-powered cars. The Mercedes of Jam and the McLaren Mercedes from 2001 of Ben. So Ben going out of the Parabolica. Yax down in 10th place. Yax has had an issue then. Yax was up in 3rd place in this race. He's had a problem though this lap. You can see the lap time is going to be a 1:45.8 for him. So he lost a lot of time on this lap. He must have ended up in the gravel somewhere to lose all of that, because he was in this fight with the Williams crew as well, and Ajax as well. So the Williams pair, third and fourth. Bondimus and Ragemus. Looking very splendid in their Gulf livery. Ajax is there in second. But he's pushing Matt Psycho along. Matt Psycho did 23.9 on the previous lap as they go through the Ascari chicanes towards the end of the lap. The Williams pair following each other, using the slipstream, helping each other out. They're pulling away from Gasman in 5th place. The Scuderia driver, the current champion, is driving pretty well so far this evening. Aloe in 6th, Jam in 7th. He's got bunnies behind him as they go through the Parabolica. So the pair of them, this bunny's going to do some bump drafting. It says 1.2 seconds slower than his fastest lap, but his fastest lap is phenomenal. It's a 122.8 between the two drivers. 24s as Bunnies goes around the inside of Curve Grande. So Jam going up the inside, in fact, and runs a bit deep, trying to defend the position. Not a good drive there from Jam. Ben in 9th place, catching up then as Jam starting to lose the tyres, possibly. Ben on the mediums, quite happy. Bunny's there in 7th, Aloe 6th, Gasman's 5th, Ragemus 4th, Bondimus 3rd, Matt Psycho 2nd, and Ajax is 1st. Ajax is 1st. He's overtaken Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho must have made a mistake. Apologies, viewer, I didn't register that change of position. So Ajax has managed to get past Matt Psycho. 26.0 compared to 24.2 from Ajax. So Ajax able to get past the winner last time out. Bondimus chasing them down though, keeping his Williams in the fight, as is Ragemus. What is the gap between these top four? It is about 3.5 seconds. As they come through the second chicane. Gasman on his own in 5th place. Big gap actually to Aloe. About 2 seconds. Then the gap. Jam is ahead of Bunnies once more. Where's Bunnies gone? So Ben in 9th. Yaks in 9th. And Bunnies down in 10th. So Bunnies, a 133.8 for Bunnies. So he's been off the circuit once more. Saw him going off at Curva Grande at the start of the race. He's been off again, it would seem. Oh my word. The lag on Leonardo looking very, very spiky. There's more cherry. Oh! Matt Psycho's lost time. Has he gone off somewhere? He has. He's gone off. He must have gone off at the Lesmos, because he's down in 6th now. So the Williams pair, 2nd and 3rd. What a drive from these two this race. Bondimus in 2nd, Ragemus in 3rd, Gasman now up to 4th, Aloe 5th. Matt Psycho now has lost all his damage. He's down in 6th, so a few laps not on par with his usual standard. He's down to 6th as he goes through the Parabolica, running wide, the dust kicking up in that Tyrrell. Do not be confused by the Benton livery, it is a Tyrrell. 14.5 off his best, so definitely he has followed Yaks going off the circuit. I wonder if that's to do with the tyres, although Matt Psycho did say he has a really bad cough and he was having coughing fits during this race, so possibility of those coughing fits coming back to haunt him. Ajax though leading this race, the medium tyres looking very strong right now on his McLaren. He's lapping quicker than Bondimus too. Bondimus is softs, not looking happy. Neither are Ragemus's. Gasman as well. Aloe. There's Matt Psycho. He has a red light above his head on the air intake. That shows that he has less than 25% of his overtake remaining. Whilst you can see behind him, Jam has more than 25% because he has a green light above his head near the Ineos sponsorship on the airbox. So, Bondimus, just sort of in no man's land as it stands. Gasman also in that sort of clear air, so nobody really close as it stands at the moment. As we just go back a little bit, seeing who's around others. Ben and Yax are close. Thank you everyone that's watching us this lunchtime in the UK. Thank you for joining us. Tell me who's there, who you were supporting, what you're having for lunch maybe as well. As Bunny's in 10th place, his soft tyre's not looking too happy. Leonardo 11th, More Cherry 12th, Punisher is 13th. Slenderfella now starting to move up the field. So Slenderfella on the soft tyres. He's now 14th. He's setting 24s and 25s. Mr. Smith following him. Mr. Smith on the hard tyres. That is going to be a hard job for him in this race to keep those lap times competitive. Ajax, though, in first place. So Ajax keeping the Parabolica. Bondimus in second. Ragimus third. And Gasman fourth. Psycho in fifth place. Jam is in sixth. So still in the slipstream of the Tyrrell. Aloe seventh. Aloe is high up as second in this race so far, so it shows how competitive this field is. He's only about 18 seconds behind the race leader, so the top 7 covered by about 18, top 8, probably 20 seconds covering them as it stands. And considering all the chaos we've seen, there was a change of position. There was a change of position. What has happened here? Matt Psycho in fifth place. Matt Psycho's just got straight on. Has he got a disconnect? It's possible. As he stays in the gravel, it looks like some sort of issue. The former champion, the season 3 champion. Still sat in the gravel. Yes, he is. You can see on the track map, he's still there. So something's an issue for him. So Lesmo 1, the car's still stationary on the track map. So Bondimus trying to close the gap to Ajax. Not quite doing it right now. They're similar lap times. So these old mediums are lapping similar lap times to the old softs on Bondimus. There's a yellow flag. It is not Ajax. It's because that Tyrrell is still sat there. That Psycho, he's moving it. And he's left the session. So Matt Psycho leaving the session. He had to retire due to the coughing episodes, and that's what caused him to go off at Lesmo number 1. So he will get DNF points, I believe. 19 laps in, I don't know actually. We'll see. Bondimus in second place. Not sure on that. We'll have to wait for the stewards to look at that one. Bondimus in second. Bondimus coming in. So is Ragimus. So they've only managed to get 19 laps out of their Williams. So Gasman is into second place. So the Williams pair in the pits as it stands. There they both are. It's so confusing, look. They're so in sync that it seems like we're looking at the same car. Jam then back into third place. Plenty of fuel in his Mercedes. So does Aloy. Ben has got Yaks going up the inside of him, going into Curve Grande. Already done. As they fight each other, Ben looking round the outside. Can he get the move done? We go on board with the McLaren against the Mercedes. He brakes a little bit later, and it's a nice move, but he gets up too high on the curve and ends up into the air. That means Bunnies will attack him, possibly into Lesmo 1 as they go through the corner. Oh, not quite. Although Ben gets a bad exit, so we're on board with the Lotus driver. Following the McLaren. The McLaren runs wide though, and that will be candy from a baby for Bunnies. As Ben runs wide, touches the gravel on the exit. As we go back to the front of the field, Ajax going round. He'll go round once more. Fuel is not critical. Gasman is going to pit this lap. Jam won't do, I don't think. Neither will Aloy, judging by their fuel levels, as Gasman comes in. So the Ferrari driver in. Jam coming through, and Jam's pitting. Okay, so Jam's pitting. That's a different tactic. 13% of his fuel left compared to the 7% of those around him. So Aloy is carrying on. Bunnies is up into third place. Ben is second. Ben is in the slipstream of Bunnies. Will he bump draft him? No, he's going for the move into Curva Grande. He gets the move done. Nicely done by Ben. So McLaren up into third place now. And he sets the fastest first sector. But Bunny's keeping the car in. Oh, Bunny's sliding out of the chicane. Keeps it planted, those pointing forward. Leonardo up into fifth place. Bondemus is out the pits into sixth. Gasman has got Ragemus all over the back of him. Gasman then on the medium tyres. He's changed off the softs. Fresh tyres as well for Ragemus. So Ragemus has got the Ferrari, his championship rival, again ahead of him. Through Lesmo 1. And Lesmo 2 as Ajax pits from the race lead. So will that mean Aloy? No, Aloy won't take the lead. Ben might, as his teammate pits. So Ajax in the pits, getting fuel done. Aloy pits now. So Ben does not stop. So Ben is going to inherit the lead from his teammate, as Aloy has nothing left. So it's a McLaren 1-2 here at Monza. As Ajax leaves the pits. Where does he leave the pits in comparison to Bondemus? Quite a gap, actually, between the Williams and the McLaren. So it's a British invasion here at Monza. McLaren, Williams, and then our top Ferrari in fourth place. But he's under attack from another Williams. We're on board with Ragemus going to Curve Grande. Will he make a move? Or will he stay in the slipstream? He's quite happy as it stands to stay there, getting the benefit of the tow. Will he make a move though into the chicane? Don't think he will. He's not close enough unless Gasman makes a mistake. No, they both attack those curbs. That's what it's all about here at Monza. Jam is in sixth place. He's ahead of Aloy, with Yaks in eighth and Bunnies in ninth. 10th place Leonardo. Top 10 for Ferrari. Thunderfella out of the pits in 11th place now. So those soft tyres bringing him further up the field. As the Punisher leaves the pits. So Mr. Smith will not get ahead. He's currently 13th. Ben will stop this lap. Ajax will regain the lead. Ragemus currently in 5th place. Keeping the Ferrari under pressure in its home race. Through the Parabolica once more they go. Tighter line by Gasman. Have a look behind. No, Bunny's not close enough to Yaks yet. It would seem, as Leonardo having his bouncing time. So Jam getting past Ben. Ben coming out the pits though. Will he be ahead of Aloe? Let's see. He is. So Ben comes out ahead of Aloe. A long gap actually between the two drivers. So Ben, he's on 172 miles an hour, 178 for Aloe. So that's 6 miles an hour difference from leaving the pits to having the home straight all to yourself. So Aloe attacks the curves once more. A bit of gravel being kicked up by Ben. Front though, Ajax leading the field on the medium tyres still, so he has not changed tyres throughout this race. He saved himself in the pits. The standard stop for tyres costs about 4 seconds, so considering the drivers have maybe done one double stint, that's 4 seconds he's gained on his rivals just from not changing tyres. Bonder's currently in second place. This is his best run in Formula X by far. The Williams driver really on the pace here this evening. In that Williams, Gasman has got the Williams teammate Ragemus all stuck behind him. They are working with each other. Maybe working to keep the slipstream. Ragemus maybe doesn't want to overtake Gasman right now. Maybe just wants to fuel save these few laps. They're in the 26s, the pair of them, so they do seem like they're fuel saving. Jam a 25.1 for him on the last lap. Jam does not have as much fuel as Ben or Aloe. I wonder if Jam is not fuel saving at this stage of the race. Aloe then all over the back of Ben. Ben feeling the pressure of the Renault behind him. In the background we can see Bunnies and Yat going to stay though with this battle because Aloe is past already. So he did it on the straight. But they go side by side. Whoa! They're still side by side. We might have to go and look at this again. So on board with Ben as we go through Ascari. He gets a better drive on the exit and he's on the inside and then the outside and they're side by side. The left front bouncing on the curb as they go side by side down towards the Palaborca. There's yellow flags waving behind them to indicate someone's possibly gone off, but Aloe making the move stick. After that great side-by-side action between the two of them, Ben having a bit of a moment. That means that Bunnies will have the momentum going down the home straight. Will he get the move done? They are line astern. Paul Shark in the chat saying, wow, that's amazing. It was amazing action between the two drivers going through Ascari. Ben then under pressure. Bunnies looking at Curva Grande round the outside. Can the Team Lotus driver move himself up the field? He sets a purple lap time because of it and gets the move done. So Ben sliding his McLaren out of the chicane as Bunnies moves himself up into 7th to go back to this Williams pair. Bondemus in 2nd, Gasman in 3rd, Ragemus still tucked up behind Gasman. 27.2 for him on the last lap. So these two are fuel saving at 24.6 for Jam. So Jam is not fuel saving. So we can see that happening as it stands. We have got 5 laps to go for Ajax. Here at the Temple of Speed. Not the Cathedral of Speed. The Temple of Speed is in Indianapolis. Ajax then, first. It's been plain sailing from pole position. Medium tyres, he's just kept himself out of reach of others. Matt Psycho did get past him at one stage in the race, but since then it's all been plain sailing. He's got about a 10-second lead over Bondemus. So Bondemus currently 2nd. Oh, just touching the gravel though on the exit, and he's got about 6-second lead over Gasman. Gasman and Ragemus are being chased down by Jam, so Jam lapping quicker than them. Feel about similar. for them as well. Bunnies is 6th. A bit more fuel than his rivals. Same for Aloe. So Bunnies has got past Aloe on this lap as well. So Bunnies flying along. The Team Lotus driver. We go back to the Ferrari and Williams battle. Holding place. Just keeping himself in the slipstream. Is he saving fuel? Not really. Very similar on their fuel loads. Jam, though, has less fuel than those ahead of him. It's not much more, less. Mr. Smith has been lapped in the Tyrrell. He did 36.0, so he must have been off on the track. Gravel possibly claiming another victim on his previous lap. Punisher is in 12th. Slenderfella 11th. Sort of stuck in no man's land. As Leonardo is in 10th. About 15 seconds ahead of Slenderfella. Yax is just 2 seconds ahead of Leonardo. So Yax, we've seen him 3rd and 4th in the first 2 rounds. He's down in 9th here. Soft, mediums and hards for him for this round. Ben was on the soft, medium strategy. He's saved a set of softs because he's just on the sets of mediums that seem to be on their second stint. Or has he gone for the whole race like that? Let's compare with his teammates. Yes, he's possibly doing the whole race on one set of mediums. So that would explain the choice. A couple of soft tyres may be wasted in terms of the season allocation. Bondimus, though, having the best race of his SNL career, currently 2nd. Lap 28 of 31. And just got 3.5 laps to get his first podium here in SNL. But his fuel is very low. Just looking at that, he's got a quarter of a tank. Those he's racing with have just got over a quarter of a tank. And the same with Jam. Jam's got a quarter of a tank. So, oh dear. As Bunnies starts to close the gap up, 23.3 for him on the last lap, compared to a 24.7 for Jam. So Bunnies really flying along. 25.6 for Ragemus too, so we're suddenly getting 4 cars possibly going to be close to each other as the cloud starts to descend here at Monza. We can't have rain this season in Formula X, but it looks very misty out on circuit. Ben in 8th place. What will he be thinking? Medium tyres. Still looking okay for this race. We then have Leonardo in that 10th place for Ferrari. Another solid drive for him. Slenderfella in 11th. Just not happening for Slenderfella this season. Speed is there though. But it's going to be another finish outside the top 10 for a driver. He is very capable of podiums. The Punisher in 12th place. Following his teammate, and then Mr. Smith having a debut season to his baptism. As we see in the background, we see Bunnies all over the back of Jam. Out of Lesmo 2 as they go down towards the Ascari chicane. A little bit of front drafting in the end as they go through Ascari. Don't know if the head movement, what the head movement's about with the drivers, because they don't necessarily look behind. They must sense that there's a driver behind and simulate looking in the mirrors. Go on board then with Bunnies. Doing some more bump drafting. Helping the McLaren along, Mercedes along. To go through Curva Grande. Bunnies, I think, was going for a move there. And he tries the move into the corner. But Jam holds the position. Bunnies though into Lesmo 1, and there it is. Bunnies up into 5th place then. Jam doing a 26.1, so Jam, well, you look at the fuel situation, Jam must be fuel saving now. And he'll be in trouble with Aloe going into the final lap. This race has flown by. Thank you everyone that's liking, sharing and subscribing and watching this video right now. Ajax will go into the final lap. He's got quite a big lead. About 4 seconds over Bondamus, but Bondamus has no fuel left. Oh no, Bondamus! He's got no fuel left. He's doing a 30-lap race, and then there's the car going into limp home mode. Oh no, Bondamus is out of the race. As he pulls it to the side, oh my word. Oh, he nearly took out his teammate. To go on board with Ragemus. This would have been his heart-in-mouth moment for Ragemus. So he's lost a little bit of contact over Gasman as they fuel save. And then, whoa! Yes, he had to brake. Not great from him. So Bunnies then is 4th. Jam in limp home mode as well. 7 tenths down on his best lap. Bunnies then in 4th. He's got Ragemus ahead of him. Ragemus must be fuel saving as well. He's got less fuel. He's up ahead. Ajax will be coming through the Parabolica for the final time in a dominant victory here in SNL. We don't often see them in Formula X where it's nearly a lights to flag victory. We saw it nearly last week as well, so 2 in a row for Matt Psycho and Ajax. And Ajax will take his 2nd win here in SNL, and it is a win for Ajax. And 2nd place is going to go to Gasman. Bunnies is in 3rd. Bunnies goes into 3rd place into the Parabolica. Gasman in the Ferrari will go 2nd. A podium at home for the Scuderia. Bunnies up to 3rd on the last corner of the race. Ragemus down into 4th. Jam is moving slowly as he lets Aloe by. What happened there? Let's have a look. Going through the Parabolica, the 2 drivers. Aloe ahead of him. Going into the Parabolica. There's a... oh, they run wide. Aloe slides it. And Jam is off the power straight away. So did Jam think he'd squeezed Aloe out? Aloe 5th, Jam 6th. Ben in an impressive 7th. A recovery prize. Leonardo is 8th. Yax has no fuel left. Yax is limping to the end, so Leonardo up into 8th place. For him, as Yax goes slowly, Slenderfella will overtake him then. As we see through the Parabolica, there he goes. Slenderfella up into 9th. A top 10 finish for Slenderfella then. There I was earlier in the race saying that it hadn't happened, but it has. As the Punisher will also go past the limping Mercedes. So we saw this last time with Jam running out of fuel. It's happened again for Yax. Mr. Smith finishes 12th and Yax will finish down in 11th as he crosses the line now. So Yax finishes 11th in his Mercedes, unfortunately running out of fuel. But the winner of the race, dominating in the end at Monza, was the McLaren driver, Ajax. No stopping for tyres for him, just fuel led him to the win at Monza and the possible championship lead as well, given how close the championship was. He's leapfrogged Gasman by 3 points, I think, in the championship as it stands. Gasman in second place in the Ferrari. His first podium for the Scuderia at home soil. Bunnies fought his way up to third place in the end in his Lotus. Ragemus finishes in fourth. Fifth place is Aloe in the Renault. Sixth in the Mercedes is Jam. Seventh was Ben in his McLaren. Eighth was Leonardo in the Ferrari. Ninth was Slenderfella in the Red Bull. 10th, also in the Red Bull, was the Punisher. In 11th place was Yax. And finally, 12th place was Mr. Smith. So that actually means Mr. Smith finishes in 13th place because Bondamus will be in 12th because he managed to get onto the final lap of the race. So all in out, Mr. Smith will finish 13th. So Bondamus will classify as 12th, but that will be no consolidation for him after what he would have thought was going to be his best race in SNL. There we have it then. Thank you very much for watching us. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are here next week for Watkins Glen for round number 4, the penultimate round of the championship in Formula X. It's a very tight championship. It's changed hands again. 3 drivers have won 3 races. So, will it be a 4th at Watkins Glen? Join us next week for more SNL action. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.